So, is being able to remember past lives a good thing? Is it good to remember your past lives? So, disclaimer. This is not me saying that I think past lives and reincarnation is real. This is a hypothetical and symbolic video to assess and analyze elements that can help understand character and who we are and how we can best move forward. So, with that being said, is it a good thing? Thank you. Is it a good thing if one can remember past lives? There are a few elements to discuss. So one element is, if you remember your past lives, you're going to have somewhat of an advantage over people who can't. You may know betrayal more easily. You may be able to decipher and know what to look for and spot bad situations earlier, and therefore avoid certain situations. You may also know how to spot opportunities better than others. You may be able to assess body language and human psychology with more accuracy, and you might not need to know people to the same extent to assess and predict how they're going to react in certain situations. But there's a flip side. The universe is an equation always trying to balance itself out. So when you raise the bar in your knowing, the universe may also raise the bar in its difficulty level and resistance. So you may have an advantage over your peers, but your peers may not be facing the same challenges that the universe may throw at you. So you know how to assess people's character. The universe is going to give you harder challenges. That's an example. So it's a good thing, you know, if you remember your past lives, you may be able to put yourself in certain advantageous situations or avoid disadvantageous situations. But on the flip side, the universe may meet your wisdom with harder difficulty, because otherwise you would unbalance the equation and rise to the top too quickly. And also the universe is always trying to balance itself out. So another element to discuss is, you may, if you remember your past lives, feel less immersed in your current life. You may feel less immersed in your current life if you remember your past lives. Why? Because it's hard to fully focus on your current life if you remember being in another body, having a different brain. You know, potentially you were more intelligent in your last life, or maybe you were less intelligent and you remember. You remember hitting the mental ceiling quicker in your past life because your brain didn't have the same neuromechanics, and so you couldn't think about topics as deeply. If you remember that, then it's going to be very hard to immerse fully into your current life. which may have consequences such as you don't connect with people in the same way other people connect with people. You seem somewhat detached. And that is a symptom of a past life that you remember, or past lives that you fail to fully immerse into your current life. You become maybe more of an observer or a bystander. You're observing instead of living. So that's another symptom or element of remembering past lives. You're not fully immersed in the current life because you have memories of the other life. Perhaps the veil of forgetfulness is somewhat, by making you forget your past life, it's allowing you to become fully immersed in the current one. So another element that may ring true if you remember your past lives is you may feel like you're living two lives at once, because you know this life, but you also know another life, or maybe even more. So while you're thinking about, because if we're thinking about it almost from a avatar, metaphysical aspect, what are we except a bunch of memories? If I was to expire and a clone was created of me and be put where I stand and had all my memories and had looked the same as me and had all my memories and didn't know there was a clone, it would essentially in some ways be me, because we are a bunch of memories. Our memories are what make us. And so if we're going on the theorem that we to some degree are a bunch of memories, that's what we are. We are a collection of memories, and those memories sustain your reality. Then if you remember other memories, then are you not almost two people at the same time? Or are you not essentially living two lives at the same time, because you're remembering when you performed, let's say, you performed a speech somewhere last week. You performed a speech in London last week, but you also think, oh, I remember when I performed a music performance in Georgia, like in my last life, as an example, a random hypothetical example. So you're almost living two lives at the same time, which again kind of links to the other point that I made. It's going to make it harder for you to be fully immersed in your current life. So is it, in conclusion, a good thing to remember your past lives? It has its advantages. The answer always lies in a balance of pros and cons. There are going to be some good elements to remember in your past lives, and there are going to be some drawbacks also. Good things, you might be able to avoid certain situations, but then you might be able to avoid certain mistakes. But then you might also, on the flip side, be not able to fully immerse in your current life. Sometimes the balance, and also sometimes there is goodness to be found in balance. So maybe someone who doesn't remember their solid memories of their past lives, but maybe has the intuition, knowing because they know, maybe there is some advantages to that element. So not one extreme or not another extreme, not one extreme where you have no knowledge of your past life whatsoever, and then the other extreme where you remember lots of past life memories. And then maybe there's a medium in between that where you don't have solid memories of when you performed in Georgia, you don't have solid memories of being a superstar, you don't have solid memories of being a king, but you do carry the residual echoes, and you kind of have an intuition and you know things because you know them. That's just another theory. Anyway, let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one. For mortgage advice tailored towards your individual needs, contact PGB Mortgages today. Let them guide you through your home buying journey. Contact details are in the description.